If your leadership meetings keep derailing over whose numbers are right, you don't have a reporting problem. You have a structure problem. And no tool, not even something as powerful as n8n, will fix that. So in this video, I'm answering some real questions, 3 of them, that I get from business leaders about AI, automation, and report writing. Specifically, the monthly KPIs your team relies on. Now, by the end, you'll know when automation will actually help, when it's overkill, and the simplest place to start if you're already in Google Workspace. So you can stop burning leadership time on bad reporting and start making faster, cleaner decisions. I'm Susan Gopal, strategic advisor and founder of Scaling Management Consulting Group. Let's get right into it. We keep bringing different numbers to the same meeting. Here's the first question that I get. Hey, Susan, our leadership meetings keep derailing because everyone brings a different version of the numbers. How do we get a single source of truth without rebuilding our whole tech stack? Now, if this sounds familiar, here's the hard truth. You don't likely have a dashboard problem. You probably have a governance problem. And right now, your data is probably living in finance systems, CRMs, project tools, random spreadsheets, and whatever your keen team member built in their own account one weekend. We won't even talk about the fact that it'd be their own account. Then every month, someone exports, cleans, copies, pastes, and hopes nothing breaks. And of course, the numbers don't match. You have 5 different sources of truth, and before you touch any tool, you need 3 decisions. Where does the truth live for each metric? One system, one sheet, one name, shared. Who owns the update? Please name a human, not the team or the department, an actual person. When it's updated, weekly, monthly, daily. Pick your cadence, pick the time of day, and stick to it for comparisons. Once you lock this down, suddenly automation then becomes powerful. Until then, you are just wiring together chaos. Now, in a moment, I will talk about when n8n or other automations might be the right choice. But if you are already in Google Workspace, you might not need it yet. Okay, second question. We keep hearing about n8n, AI reporting, automated dashboards. How do I know what's actually worth automating and what's just going to speed up the chaos? Now, let's be honest, most automation demos on YouTube are built for tickers and coders and not for leaders and CEOs. They show you 50 different nodes, a VPS, a Docker, an AI summarizing your cat videos, and it looks impressive. But it doesn't actually help you run the business. And so here's a simple test that I like to use with clients. If you cannot answer these 3 questions, then you are not yet ready for n8n. What exact report are we trying to produce? A weekly KPI, a cash forecast, a sales pipeline, name it. Who uses it to make what decision? And if there's no decision, then it's a vanity report. In other words, not useless. What is the current manual process that you're using, step by step, click by click, export by export, no hand waving? Once you have that written down, then you can pick the tool for the job. And if you're already paying for Google Workspace, your data mostly lives in Sheets, Drive, Gmail, and Calendar. This is what I found out, and I really love it. And so your first automation layer is actually going to be something called Google Apps Script. And you do not need to be a coder, not a coder. Just AI to do the job and know where the data sits. It's an easy handoff if you want it. So you read the process documented, where the data sits, where it's going, anything you need to be done between those 2 points. Then you use a Google App Script that an LLM created, an AI created, to pull the data from the right sources. Push it into one clean sheet or PDF on a schedule. That alone can remove manual prep. How about making weekly reporting far less boring because it's more, the manual work is done. Dozens of leadership hours a quarter. Remember, almost 20 to 30% of our admin time is now spent actually moving data from point A to point B. This is the power of automation. Save your time for what matters. Now, where does n8n fit? n8n shines when you have multiple external tools. You've got APIs everywhere, and you likely have more complex workflows across multiple systems. It is a fantastic choice when you are already structurally sound and you want to orchestrate across many platforms. But n8n is not shortcut around messy thinking. If your reporting process is unclear, n8n might just help you get lost faster. Third question. Our team spends hours prepping reports, but we still debate the numbers more than we do the decisions. So how do we shift to faster interpretations, cleaner data, and reports that actually drive action? Now, this is where most businesses are stuck. So here's the shift you need to make. From data dumps to decision intelligence, a good report, automated or not, should answer 3 things for leadership. What's changed? Is revenue up 8%? Margin is down 2%. 2 key projects have slipped. Why it has changed? Cost spiked in one vendor. Pipeline is heavier or low. Margin needs work. 2 roles are still unfulfilled. And 3, what should we do next? Renegotiate the vendor, pause low margin offers, prioritizing hiring and ops. And that's it. So whether you use AppScript to assemble it, n8n as a pipeline for data in from half a dozen different tools so that your reporting stack should serve that structure, if your reports do not make it easier to have that conversation, then they're not finished. They're just pretty spreadsheets and pretty reports. And here's the kicker. Bad reporting has a very real cost. Leadership hours burned every month, decisions delayed, projects misaligned, cash flow hits, margin eroded. You feel that in your stress. You also feel it in your valuation and a lack of business resilience. Automation's real job is to give you and your leadership team more time in the decision, less time in the data hunt. So do you really need n8n? Maybe. But in my experience, most businesses need this first. One single source of truth. A simple documented reporting process. A starter layer of automation. And reports that are designed around decisions, not decoration or vanity. Then tools like n8n stop being toys and start being force multipliers. Now, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, that is exactly our world. We are drowning in reports and still blind to the meetings that matter. And it might be time for a conversation. And if you want your reports to drive decisions instead of arguments, why don't you click the link in the description below and let's talk. And we'll look at your current reporting stack, map the fastest path to a real single source of truth, and decide if you even need another tool in the mix. Right, Leon? Yeah.